Well, welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Outdoors, an old school rendition, if you will. This is the Cold Steel Tactical Machete. Now, it's based on the 1917 Cutlass. I have about 20, no, that's a damn lie. I've got about 10 Cold Steel machetes. All of them are old before Lynn sold it, by God, Lynn. All of them are made in South Africa. All of them are out of 1055 steel. This one's made in China. This one's a different steel. This one's from GSM. So we're going to check it out. All the old school Cold Steel machetes I like. We're going to find out about this one. Now listen, here's the deal. My channel isn't about breaking or damaging. Joe X, I believe, has this machete. I'm going to shout out Joe because, one, I like Joe a lot. Two, I want to kind of do a partnership. Joe's going to break this. That's what he does. My goal is not to break this. Mine is to do some actual use. We're in the swamp. Now, you can see there's a house, and we're just going to clear this out a little bit. This is kind of my entry point. So what I'd like to do is show you actual use, and then we'll see how much abuse it can take from Joe's video. The truth is, if it breaks during my video, there's a problem. Now, to my dear tree-hugging friends, this is a weed, all right? There's a million other things. We're not going to cut oaks. We're not going to cut pines. But this crap right here, we're going to get gone. Get me a nice entryway. All of Florida is held together by one huge vine. So what we're going to do is work our way back through the swamp. We're going to see how this holds up, see how the edge holds up. Let's go on with it. What you see right here is elderberry, and man, they are a ton of them. Now, we're just gonna clear a trail, hit some palmettos. You gotta be careful with these damn palmettos. I did that in one video and Yellow Jackets tore my ass up, son. They were in the ground right under it. A couple things I've noticed about this Cutlass machete, whatever, real quick. You can see I've got the sheath on here. Seems to be weighted pretty good. It's weight forward, obviously. I didn't give any specs. What I am going to do, I bought it off Amazon. I'll put a link. I've got an affiliates link. Typically don't do that, but since I bought this one, I know it's secure. I'll post it and you can check out specs there. Let's move to some little harder stuff. We've had some storms and we should have some deadfall over there we can get a little harder wax on. All right, we've had some serious storms in the past couple weeks, so some of these trees that are knocked over, while I don't want to cut them down, I'll cut them up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's Can y'all still see me? I don't know. Now, remember too, guys, This isn't hardwood, okay? So one thing I do not believe in is bullshit, and they're trying to make something seem what it ain't. We're in the swamp. We're in South Florida, or we're in North Florida, shit. North Florida. Remember where you're at? Northeast Florida, in the swamp. The humidity's about 100%. Now, I did want to address this, because I think this gets left out a ton in these videos. And not just from myself, from other people. We tend to focus on tools that are, you know, like a machete. This is its environment, right? So you may not use a machete up north. May not be able to. Whereas down here, for us, an axe is overkill. So always bear that in mind. You know, adjust accordingly. I am well aware that this probably wouldn't be worth a shit in Canada, but here in my South and Central America, it's perfect. Now we're just going to this tree. I figured I'd cut a swath and y'all could see. That handguard does not seem to be a hindrance, by the way. Sometimes you get them and they do nothing but get in the way. This one hasn't really affected my swing. Now the other part of this, guys, is this isn't just wanton destruction. I am cutting a couple trails through here. And the other side is when you're in the swamp or woods, especially this time of year, moccasins are moving. You want to let them know you're here, because I promise you, you don't want to creep up on one. All right, we're kind of in the midst of it. Now this vine, there's a million of these things. Again, we're not taking out anything that would hurt anything. Yeah, it's actually a decent source of water. If you get in a jam, you can cut your little cut and it'll drip from right there. I'll tell you the truth, guys, other than the heat and the humidity, this thing's been really nice to swing. Seems to have a good, you can't say balance point, I guess. And again, we'll check out from Joe X how actually durable it is. Again, that's not my goal. My goal is to get in this machete's habitat and just see how it does. All right. Now we came across another down tree. Hopefully this one's a little I'll tell you the truth, guys. I get some idiot, this guy don't know what he's doing. Well, you hold up a tree with one hand, jerk off. Love that shit. I'll be honest with you, what I was going to say is, damn sword bite's pretty good. Machete, whatever you want to call it. Here, we'll do one more. A little bit thicker. Well, hopefully y'all can see that. No damage. All right, for those of y'all who've ridden with the channel for some time and have been out here with me in the swamp, you'll remember Fort Scab Tongaroga. Well, we're not far from it. So we're going to cut our way through. We're about 12 minutes into this thing. We're going to cut our way through, maybe find another down tree or two, get a little more cutting in and call it a day. I have thoroughly enjoyed this. And listen, if I have bled or breathed real hard, I apologize. I'm still trying to get the distance of the mic set. Well, y'all seen me going so much, I thought I'd get some footage of me coming towards you. Y'all know what I'm saying. Not bad. I'm pretty impressed. Now, again, we'll see what Joe X has to say on it. I know he'll break it, but for the right environment, right vegetation, it's pretty stout. All right, guys, I'm gonna cut our way out. We're gonna do our causes and a couple of shout outs and move on through it. Now, I hope the glare's not in your way and I hope the breathing hadn't been too bad. Guys, listen, I wanted to shout out Billy from Apex Alchemy. He and Miss Courtney have a channel called Apex Alchemy, and what Billy's been doing is really a service to the community. He's been testing heat treats on knives. He did a bunch on work tip gear. He's done some on everything. And like everything else, there's always an asshole in the community. I guess Billy was going to do some survive knives or did some survive knives and people have got something to say. Let me tell you something. Stop that shit. There's 3 or 4 of you that just can't get over it. All right? Billy's like me. We're going to have what we want to have on our channel. You know, we don't have companies sending us a ton of shit. And when we do, we tell you. I do. But here's the truth of the matter. Here's the God's honest truth of the matter. It doesn't make a shit who sends us what. We put in the time. We put in the effort. And it's just that one group just mouthy. Billy's a good dude. And he don't have to do this. All right? But it ain't none of nobody's damn business. So we won't watch. I don't give a shit. Billy don't give a shit. I'm appreciative for the people who ride with us. Billy is too. But we don't need the dumb shit. Look at me, man. Billy drives a truck for a living. Busts his ass, always on the road. I work. We work. This ain't how we make our money. Not shilling. I don't make jack shit off this. Matter of fact, I just spent $150 damn Saturday, shipping a guy a knife. $150. Ain't nobody rushing to put that back. Shout out to Billy. Shout out to Apex Alchemy. And Billy, for you, brother, listen, I love you. And unfortunately, the cocksucking crowd, that's just all part of it, man. You're big enough to take it. I know you are. But here's the thing. Don't stop doing what you're doing. Because what you're doing is a service to this community. Testing heat treats and giving us real-time info. And I, for one, am forever appreciative. That being said, guys, there was a time in this country where 22 vets a day took their own lives. Now, stats are everywhere. We know they are. Anywhere really from 15 to 29. That's why here on this channel, we focus on the number 0. Anything over 0 is simply unacceptable. And guys, we love you. You have a place here. That's all that means. And the vast majority of this community welcomes you. Vast majority. Matter of fact, I can't think of anybody that don't. And they can go to hell if they don't. Guys, I back the blue, and it gets, every time I say that, it seems like there's a news story or this, that, or that. Listen, my son's a cop. That don't justify anything. There are good cops and there are bad cops. And while I support the blue, I also support them being held accountable when they do wrong. It's not a mistake when they do wrong. But that's my personal belief. I don't ask anybody to believe it or share it with me. I'm not arguing with anybody over it. I know for some of you that's hard to swallow, and I understand that. But it's one of my causes. Finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. I'm an addict, and I have to fight that shit every day. Been clean for 4 years, but it's still a fight. Guys, I love you. God knows I do. This has been a fun one. Thank you for joining me in the swamp. We'll do some more hard use on it. I know this wasn't hard use. We'll do a little hard use. It's held up pretty good. I'm Scab. You're not. Making friends everywhere I go. And I'm gone, son.